Welcome and namaste, Deanna with Empowering Empaths. I am coming to you with our energy update for May 11th through the 17th. I first and foremost would like to apologize ahead of time if I stumble upon my words a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit of the energy today of not feeling grounded, and go figure. I was listening to one of my other mentors yesterday or the day before, and she was stating because Saturn is now retrograde as of today, that could have a big impact on us. And sure enough, being as sensitive to the energy, it is happening. I'm just feeling heavy today, sleepy and groggy, and also a little bit headache type feeling. So think about that within yourself today if you're experiencing that as well. I have not looked at the Schumann resonance. So I'd like to go through some information on the energy update this week, because we do have astrologically a lot of things going on, as above so below, and retrograde planets are calling us inner to do some reflection, to do some more healing. And so we have this opportunity right now to review and rethink and revitalize, right, by facing those inner things. And the support of that is really so that we go inner and heal and evolve as souls. I know it's intense times. The energy is definitely thick, and as an empath, as a sensitive, I'm sure that you're feeling it as well. I'm here to encourage you, uplift you with this energy update, as I come on every week to do. And the chakra that's coming up this week for me to share with you guys is the throat chakra again. That communication, that authenticity spoken, from your heart space. So really, as you're taking the time to go inner, I hope, with all of the planetary alignments, I just would like to share that it's so very important to speak your truth and be authentic. So the throat chakra, drink plenty of water. I'm noticing a lot of dryness, and the Schumann resonance, I haven't looked at it today or yesterday, but prior to this, has definitely been spiking. And I'm just going to try to be very clear with my messages. I'm going to share from my book today. As you guys know, if you've followed me, I do sometimes share from this, and then other times I don't. It just doesn't resonate. However, I'm experiencing a little bit of the adjusting in my vision again, so pardon me for that as well. Take really good care of yourself. If you're feeling ungrounded like I am, water is a huge thing right now to clarify and cleanse yourself. And it also, if you throw some beautiful Epsom salt or Himalayan salts in there and allow that to ground you and purify you, that's highly recommended. So today is 11 Master Day, and you could be sore and feeling headachy. I've noticed that through my neck and shoulders again as well. I'm trying to breathe into that, be really gentle with myself, rub on some oils and essential oils to whatever my soul is calling me to do. And so I would like to get into the astrological aspects, but I did want to highlight the North and South Node. As many of you know, the North Node moved from Cancer into Gemini. So the North Node in Gemini, it's mutable energy. It's a lot of changing. It could be changing of thoughts. And then the South Node is in Sagittarius. So a change in thoughts, a change in perspective, a change in how we communicate could also have us change a belief system, right? Because Jupiter in Sagittarius. So allow these things and ever-changing things to progress within you. And just know that if you have a change of mind through the heart space, that it could also have you changing your perspective on what you believe in. That's a huge energy that I'm seeing. So I'm going to go into this. Please excuse me. Like I said, I am experiencing the vertigo today and a little bit heavy feeling. So Mercury shifts into Gemini on Monday, May 11th. So that's happening today. So Mercury, communication, it's going into one of its home signs of Gemini. So it could be comfortable there. It could encourage us to have better and clear communication. It could have us really wanting information. So at the same time, make sure that you're not in information overload. So it brings a good news for the next 3 weeks. This is a premium time for negotiations because Gemini gives Mercury home sign advantage and smooth communication flow. Venus has a very different kind of message when it shifts into reverse early on Wednesday, May 13th. When a planet goes retrograde, it appears to be going backwards, and it is a time of reviewing whatever the planet represents. So Venus, superficially, very general, love, our values, what we find comfort in. And I always say Venus to me is so symbolic of self-love first, because if we love ourselves first, we therefore are in the vibration of having those same things come into us, right? So Venus retrograde is a 40-day period to reconsider our attitudes towards love and finances, and that's because Venus represents Taurus, what our value in monetary, what we find value in, whether it be, our home or just the simple things. It does like the finer things, but what is finer things to you? Think about that. This year, Venus retrograde means that the days between May 13th and June 25th are unfavorable for making and initiating commitments. So that is whether you're investing in finances, whether you're investing in a relationship. If it was started before this Venus goes retrograde on May 13th, that's one thing. But it's not a time to start anything new with finances, with love, right? Every marriage needs Venus, the love planet, to be its shining star. And on those dates, not only is Venus light, faint, the planet appears to be going backwards. Sacred union is important, but our Venus-ruled finances and creative projects that also might need to be renegotiated or approached from a different angle during the retrograde. So this could have us having a change in mindset on what we value, and then therefore, like I said, South Node in Sagittarius, changing our belief in it. So be open to change. I'm going to continually share that on my channel because we are in change, ever changing. And that is happening on a micro level, but also on a macro. I know I had somebody state to me that, I don't know about you because you changed. Yes, we're all in change. We're ever changing. On the same day that Venus turns retrograde, Mars shifts into Pisces, which indicates stormy weather on the energy horizon for the next month. Mars, the action planet of the zodiac, is uncomfortable in the water sign because Pisces energy dissolves its willpower, dampens its fire, and leaves you not knowing which way to go. Instead of getting caught up in the Mars-Pisces web of surrender versus escape, that's what I was just going to say myself before I even realized. That's the ultimate time for us to surrender. Mars wants to go. Mars wants action. Mars is like representative of our egos, but it's a matter of whether it's in balance or out of balance. It's always a big, huge thing because we need that initiating energy. It's just a matter of containing within ourselves a balance. So instead of getting caught up in the Mars-Pisces web of surrender versus escape, so this is a huge reminder, guys, to not choose escapism from anything that you're feeling, right? Your best bet is to find creative projects or a charity to pour your energy into. So this is telling us that we have this energy. A lot of us know we've been in this pause. People are wanting to go. I'm noticing it, and had some beautiful conversations with people locally today. You can feel the energy building of the unrest. Justifiable. The week of reversals continues with Jupiter going retrograde and begins on May 14th. Jupiter will retrograde for the next 4 months, which gives us a nice long time to do this soul searching about the talents and the desires for success. That's huge. We have Venus retrograde in Gemini. We have Saturn that is retrograde today, that is in Aquarius, going to go back into Capricorn where Pluto is, right? Where we had that conjunct in January of shining the light on the dark things that are set in place of the control factors as we're seeing. It's that top-down control versus bottom-up balance that we're all seeing being dismantled. It's like we are shifting from one paradigm to another, but we're in the middle of seeing all of this dismantling. So remember that Saturn's going to go back and touch all of the things that we've already been over. This is our way to redo and reflect and go inner with all of this retrograde energy, so we can have a choice to go, I'm choosing to do something different. I'm choosing this to be my values now with Venus. I'm choosing for this expansion of Jupiter to go up, my higher understanding of things. And I'm going to allow Saturn to release this karmic energy that we've been in cycle after cycle after cycle each lifetime. So, 2 sun trines add a positive note to the end of the week. Early on Friday, May 15th, the Sun-Pluto trine is a powerful force to bring out hidden issues. So this is any of those dark things that are not in balance, not in harmony, that have been hidden away, whether within you or the collective. The sun's going to shine some light upon those things. This can move you forward into transformation. And on Sunday, May 17th, the Sun-Jupiter trine makes for all around lucky day. So this is just some optimism. And that was another thing I was going to share about Jupiter going retrograde in this inner. It can really bring out some true optimism within us. And then with the Venus energy, having an optimism within yourself of your new value systems. And then again, the South Node in Sag, a new belief system within yourself. What you give your energy to, what you have this optimism about come within you. It's a really huge time for reflection, and this energy is not going to slow down. I don't see it slowing down through 2021, 2022. A lot of us with the air energy, and I forgot to get my chart. Hold on one second. So lots of air energy, guys, and now we got Mercury in Gemini, which could be what's causing me to be a little heady today as well, because I am a sun sign Virgo, and so Mercury is my ruling planet. However, in Gemini, you know, I'm obviously, and then the Saturn retrograde. So Mars, as that stated, going into Pisces, I would say allow within yourself the action to be a spiritual action with Pisces. And although Mars is not comfortable there because we're wanting physical forward motion, right? And I'm also feeling an energy of people are getting tired. People are waking up to some of the belief systems that they put their eggs all in one basket and going, this is not true, this is not authentic. And so we could possibly see a lot of people having frustration. And I know on a collective scale that a lot of people are going through all of the emotions of grief. I feel like I've been preparing for this for about 6 years myself, but it doesn't mean that it's not affecting me now. It's okay to feel all those emotions of, we go through many of it, anger and the sadness and the depression and frustration. But what I will encourage every one of you being sensitives is feel all your feels, because it is very intense, and always increase your self-care. I'm a huge advocate for that, because I know within me how I have been able to really just be present, and that I actually really do best in the present moment and allow these energies to move through you. So yeah, Venus is in Gemini. Mercury's going to be in Gemini. So that's a lot of air energy as well. Saturn's currently in Aquarius. So that's air energy. And then again in Aries, you know, Mars, as this stated about not being really that comfortable in Neptune, Aries, which is the home sign of Mars, has got Black Moon Lilith and Chiron still in it. So that is the wounded healer. And that is the one rising. And the Black Moon Lilith is the fear of inner fear. So really release those things. And Aries being representative of self. So this is huge. Do your inner work with these retrogrades. It's super important. Lots of air energy, but then we also have Uranus and Taurus still, which is going to be there for, I don't have it right in front of me, but a few more years, and that is quick change. Uranus is the planet that represents Aquarius, which is about that innovation. It's about finding new ways to be innovative in our communication, being an air sign. Aquarius also can be not always in tune with their emotions, so it's super important that we balance all four elements within us. Every one of us has, you know, whatever in our chart, but that doesn't mean that, oh, I'm just the sun sign Virgo, because that's a very superficial, small portion of who we are. So the elements, super simple: fire, air, earth, water. Almost forgetting, brain there. It's about finding what is maybe heavy in your chart and kind of finding ways to integrate and innovate to balance that within you. So we're all divine sparks of creator. We have the availability within us. And that Mars going into Pisces, you know, be careful of not getting too disassociating and getting so frustrated, because a fire planet going into a water, you know, to me, I'm just feeling like really allow that to transform you and maybe take some action within yourself and your immediate surroundings. So always a very huge advocate for meditation. And with that, it's hard for me to look backwards. With that Black Moon Lilith and Chiron still up there in Aries, that is of self. So these retrogrades can be a huge time for you to go inner, face your fears, face your wounds, find what your soul's purpose is. That means whatever it is that makes you pep up, because that's what you're going to want to stand firmly in going forward. Your passions and what really brings you joy. For me, it is this: being in service to others and encouraging everyone to face their inner things and not snuff any emotions that rise within them, but to be the alchemist of them and transform them. So we're going to go ahead and go into some cards. Definitely some intense energy, and then we have the moon in Capricorn today. So just feeling really heavy. So I would suggest, if you need to take a nap, where this is in your, you know, all of these things, how they're impacting you could be very different. This is collectively on with the astrology, so, and I'm aware that I do pick up on collective energy, so that's why I share with everybody here. It is to reach my hand out and to encourage everybody. So this retrograde time, again, go inner, face your fears, face any of the things that hold you back from being your best self. Balance those four elements within you. You can start that by just getting your astrological birth chart and start dissecting it and researching it like I have. You don't have to if astrology is not your thing. You can go just inner with needing nothing outside of you, connect with the divine, ask the Divine Mother to help nurture you with that love and compassion, and then the Holy Spirit can help guide you to see things as they would want you to see them. So we're going to do a Divine Feminine Oracle today. God, Creator, Source, I call upon your divine white light, ancestors, my guides, my angels, Yeshua, and my Son in Spirit. I ask to be clear communication through my heart space with love and compassion for some messages that resonate today. And so it is. I'm feeling like we're needing that nurturing feminine energy within us to rise, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. It's super intense times, a lot of change with Uranus and Taurus, and that's going to continue. It's not going to stop anytime soon. So it is this dismantling of the old ways, things that have been hidden with that Pluto energy. You know, Saturn, Lord of Karma, so to speak, being in conjunct with Pluto in Capricorn, that structures the government, all of these top-down structures that have not been in authenticity are just, we're watching them be dismantled. We need to co-create and set our intentions, what we want going forward for a better humanity. And as we move more and more into the age of Aquarius, we're going to want to find innovative ways to communicate and to really be that water bearer, where we're understanding that we're all connected, but we're also very individualized. So it's okay for me to feel one way, but it is not okay for people to project or shame, and I'm seeing that huge right now. We need the divine feminine energy. What message is it? This one. Are you kidding me? I drew this card for myself twice yesterday after shuffling. So the message is pretty clear. And this does resonate with me, myself, because I used to self-talk, a negative pattern within myself. I've changed that, I've flipped that, and speak love to myself. So my son in spirit was telling a medium that my mom is a prayer warrior, and that was about a year after my son transitioned out of the body. And it is the truth, because I'm ruled by Mercury, and so my mind chatter has slowed down, but my mind is now from a heart space in constant prayer and constant intentions of what we want going forward. And I'm sharing that with you because somebody might resonate with that. And you do have the power within you to shift your thinking, right? North Node in Gemini, to change your belief system, South Node in Sagittarius. This is the patroness of impossible cause. I am miraculous. My prayer creates powerful channels of possibility. And this is huge, because not only are we in this time of huge transformation, huge tower moments of dismantling, we are also in a huge time of manifestation. So it's super important to be in that stillness, to be in your presence. And what I do is fill up with the divine light, and I just fill myself up with it. And I send it out to the whole planet, not to fix the problems, but that the light touches the heart of others. Prayer is underestimated, and religion taught us to pray of, oh God, my troubles need to go away. No, call upon the divine presence to be with you as we see all of this dismantling, because it is I'm an empath, and I'm an awakened empath now, but the shit is intense across the board for everybody. Do not underestimate the intentions that you set in your heart space. Think about prayer this way. Every thought that you think, every word you speak is prayer. So it's important to hold our energy accountable. That's a beautiful, beautiful reminder. We're going to do a couple from the Twin Flame Journey to go along with this miraculous. That's just letting us know that prayer is, to me, I feel it's very underestimated. I am a prayer warrior, so that's crazy, because that card, I drew it for myself yesterday morning, and this is what, 64 card deck. Later at night, I decided to give myself a little closing upliftment, encouragement. That's what I utilize these cards for. And it was the same card, and now today we're getting it. So remember that we are in a huge time of manifestation. We can get very heady with all this air energy, especially being in Gemini with the North Node, Mercury, which is a communication that goes for the communication that we speak to ourselves as well. Keep your thoughts in check. And you can flip the script by meditation, by prayer, by calling upon the Holy Spirit to help guide you. And the Divine Mother is one that I always call upon for that loving and then that nurturing, right? Okay, watch out for getting too foofy in your emotions. We got the Seven of Cups first, which is fantasy and temptation, which is beautiful. This to me is very symbolic of Neptune. We have Mars going into Neptune as the astrological sharing that I said prior. So make sure you're not getting so lofty into the ethers that you're checking out, that you're utilizing escapism. It's an important time, maybe with the action planet of Mars of ego, kind of calling it within your heart space, balancing out that energy since it's going into Neptune and not exactly comfortable there. I'm going to ask the collective to be very careful. Try not to use escapism, whether it be through food or alcohol or just not feeling your emotions. It's an important time. Allow those emotions with the Seven of Cups to transform you. And maybe this inner time with all the retrogrades, allow it to reflect within yourself, figure out what your fantasy is, right? And utilize that to find your soul's purpose at this time. We're going to have to find innovative ways to communicate with each other and connect with each other. So allow this time, whether it be through journaling, whether it be reaching out to somebody. Maybe it's just putting an idea out there into the ethers of I'm setting my intentions because I'm going to have to be open to change. That's beautiful. Next, we got the Three of Wands, awaiting results. This, to me, is maybe about those passions that come up within you right now. Maybe this is just asking you to pause for a moment and really reflect upon things, which would go hand in hand with the energy of all the retrogrades right now, right? This is a contemplation time. This is a review time. This is a rethinking time. This is going inner with all these retrogrades so that we can utilize this energy to let go of the karmic patterns, Saturn, on an individual level and also as a collective, because it's in Aquarius now, like I said, but it's going back into Capricorn before it goes direct again. So contemplation, I would say meditation, and as you're reflecting with all this energy of retrograde, really allow that spark to come alive within you. Your light is needed here. I'm going to sum it up with that. I hope you enjoyed my energy update for May 11th through the 17th. I can't believe it because in my state I was in coveralls and a stocking hat yesterday. It's freezing. That's another Uranus and Taurus type thing. So with the energy of that as well, find out what your true values are. And because we see all of the crazy madness going on in the collective, start getting in the community, and Gemini's that of the small community as well. Getting in touch with people, starting to grow your own food, starting a community, Aquarius, right? Small community, Gemini, of, I can't rely on the sources out there because they're slaughtering. At the same time, there's food shortages and shit. Makes no sense. Use this time to reflect. Let it change your thinking, and also let it change your belief systems, but keep the belief in yourself. And you can do that through prayer. What you speak to yourself, what you just speak to others, and what you send out into the ethers is prayer. Set it well. Manifestations happening quick. Drink plenty of fluid. Like I said, again, that throat chakra coming up. Speak your truth. But also know when to reel your energy back in for self-love and not, because we have a lot of fear and a lot of anger and a lot of projection out there on the collective, and a lot of censorship. That's probably why the throat chakra is coming up as well. The Pluto power grab in Capricorn's very obvious. You'd have to be completely asleep not to feel it and not to see it. Keep speaking your truth anyway. They delete your shit, re-upload it again. Do not allow that suppression. Find yourself in balance with all four elements and utilize that for your prayer mode. I send this to you with so much love, and namaste. Thanks for being here with me today.